Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope I've reached you in a positive moment. This channel is about all things business, and I discuss a lot of business things, and thus far we haven't dealt with anything other than business. Now, this particular thing that the topic that I'm on, and which it may have to be in a couple of parts, but the reason why I'm discussing this is because it does, in a sense, have something to do with business. And specifically how African American black folks, or however you want to call us, how we deal in business. Now, the news, sadly, this young lady, Malia Davis, is in the news. And then they have another, the mom and the stepdad. There's a lot of different people involved in this case. But one particular person, Quanell X, and he is part of the Nation of Islam, I believe. And so I've just been doing some research, little research, because this man, they're black folks in the black community, they dogging him. They're saying, he's everywhere. He's just doing it for the fame. Now, I'm not a person, I don't like to judge people. That's not my place. I don't know what this man's motives or what he's doing and money and this and that. I know that in some instances they say that he is portraying himself as a lawyer, or, doing, lying and saying different things to get into different places. I don't care. He got a confession out, that man, far as, figuring out where that baby was so she can be laid to rest. And so I'm not at all mad at that. But my curiosity, and they say curiosity killed the cat. My curiosity made me dig deeper into him, Quanell X. And I found an article from October 22nd, 2014 by Lisa Falkenberg. Right? I'll link that in the description. I know I say I'm going to do the links and it takes me a long time, but I will eventually link this in the description box. So she's, I don't know if she's she interviewed one of his clients. Now, Quanell X, and see, he's my elder, and I just feel like I owe my respect. I owe that man respect. He's a black man. He's my elder. So I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to call this man out of his name, and I'm going to call him Quanell X. Okay. Brother Quanell X. And that's it. And I see him as a brother. I see him as a black man out here really trying to make it, now, this is the deal. He's trying to help people, but people say that people feel like that's not genuine. And in my personal opinion, this is my opinion. It's like he's putting himself out there in controversial cases against police, against, and he's putting himself in harm's way. Okay. You going against police, you're going against gang members, you're going against all these different elements of horrible people that can kill you. A person like me that won't even show my face on a video. Okay. So I want to help. I wish I help the way that I know how to help. But there's no way that I can get up in front of cameras. There's no way I have the courage to do some of the things that these activists and these people do. I don't even have the desire to do it. So that's why I was like, okay, I felt like, man, I got to see what's going on, because I want to know the truth. If the man is a con man and he's a crook, he's still going to have to pay his own consequences. That's still not my business. Okay. So I felt like, let me dig a little deeper. So, okay, I found this article. Now, how I came upon this article, when he's talking to Fox 4 and they're asking him how did he get the confession out of this Vince guy, he says, this is not the first time I've gotten a confession. Boom. That's the first thing I can fact check. Right? The best things are, the things that come out your own mouth. That's, people can say that you said and then you go and see that that person didn't say that. But things that come out of your own mouth, that's the best stuff to be fact checked. Okay. Now I'm not for or against this man. Okay. I actually will say that I am for him because he's doing some things that I know that I don't have the courage to do. Going into the fire, into grief, into murder, into this child I wouldn't been able to go talk to that man. I wouldn't have been able to be involved in this case. I wouldn't have wanted to see where she lived or none of that because it just would have been too heartbreaking. I wouldn't have wanted to be next to that mom. I would not have been able to do it. I would not. That's why I'm into business. That's why I'm doing the things that I like to do because I don't want to be forced into a job that I don't want to do. And then there's no way that I have that spirit. Now, I do like to investigate. I do. I like anything behind the scenes. But I don't like being I wouldn't want to stand up, in front of news cameras and press conferences and all this type of stuff. I wouldn't want to do that. So I found the article when I Googled, Quanell's confessions. Quanell X gets confessions. Gets confession. This is just a Google search. Okay. And scrolling through, there's actually another article, that I'll kind of go over, and another case that I'll go over here in part 2. But I lost that, search area where I was at and I had to start over. And then boom, I came across this. This is a this is a woman who lost her son under, I believe, suspicious circumstances. She wanted help. She reached out to Quanell, Brother Quanell X. So boom, Lisa Falkenberg, she did this article with the lady. Now I'm not going to name the lady, and I'm not going to name her son, and rest in peace to her son. So Quanell, I'll give you the summary. So Quanell X, Brother Quanell, has a firm. And I guess it's just along the lines of investigating, and they're trying to make it seem like he's paid to go and do protests and do these type of, paid to be an activist. And I'll break that down as well. But no, I don't quite think that's what his firm does. I don't think that that's how he's representing, like, oh, you can pay me and I'll do these protests for you. No. His firm is like an investigation, in private, like private investigators. They go out here and they find facts, whether it's snuggling up with a killer, whether it's snuggling up with the family of the killed, however they can gather information and gather facts, to get the real facts to the forefront. Now, families seek him out because they want answers for tragic things that have happened. And so his firm, which they say, okay, now I didn't write that down, so I actually not going to say that. I forget. He incorporated right when they started investigating. He started the official business supposedly right when they started investigating. He says that that's not why he started, LLC, S Corp, whatever he filed with the state to, have his business at that point. And he says that that's not the reason why, but, and then at the time of this article, he had some tax issues, right? So he hadn't, paid his taxes, but I guess at the ending of the article, he wound up paying the taxes or resolving them some type of way. So they don't have any, have it to where he owes or whatever. So he has an investigative firm. Now that's another thing. I didn't write all of this down because I'm just so excited to be able to bring some clarity to this. I think a lot of people just wanted to jump on the bandwagon and started, to hate this man. Oh, he's always in the spotlight. Why is he in the spotlight? Why is he? Oh, he's just he's just chasing the spotlight. He's doing it for himself. He's doing it for money. Okay. And this is where the business part comes in. When you have a business, it takes money to run your business. I don't know if Brother Quanell is malicious in his intent. I don't know him personally. It's not my place to judge him. But I know that it takes money to run a business, especially investigative work. It takes money just to pull records. So in this article, this woman, they agree. Now, okay, this is another strange thing. She signed a confidentiality agreement. And at the head of the agreement, it says, you need to get written consent before you discuss this agreement. But she's discussing it with Miss Lisa Falkenberg. Now, if this man, if Brother Quanell X wanted to be a super D-head, he could sue her because she broke that agreement. First of all, they agreed upon her paying him $4,500. She only paid him $14,000. This is what she admitted in this article. They agreed upon a payment plan to pay the rest. He said that he would start working even with just that money. Okay? Now, she's angry, I guess, because, he wasn't calling her, contacting her, returning her calls, telling her the status of this and that. But she never says anything about her paying the rest of that money. She never says anything about the rest of what they agreed upon. And this is what I don't understand. She said, well, I thought you were an activist. This is quoted in the article. She's thinking, oh, this is an activist. I didn't think I had to pay for this. But I'm just trying to figure out, where would he get the money to run around all across the country handling this stuff? How would he be pulling records? How would he get gas money? What would he eat while he's on these? He has a team of people helping him. Things like that. What do we pay them? I mean, I understand doing stuff out the goodness of your heart. I understand, just helping people for free. I get that. But if he's saying this is what I charge, you agree to pay it. You don't even, that's not $1,400 is not even half of $4,500. This is what I'm saying. I don't get that part. And then I saw the interviews with the other young ladies with their issues. And again, I'm not saying that this man is or is not a crook. Okay? I'm not saying that. He may be a crook. It's still not my place to judge him. It's not my place to judge this man. But what I do know is it costs money to run a business. If you running around here pulling records, you running around here traveling, even if you're just doing it within Texas. Texas is huge. You're traveling, gas, food. You have a team that you have to pay. Now, say, for instance, he's not charging. And he's like, I'll do it. I'll just collect donations. Guess what that would be? A whole bunch of other mess. Even if he's collecting donations, people will swear up and down he's getting millions of dollars. It would be some more mess. So if it was just donations only, trust me, it would be more mess they can come up with. I wish that, I don't know how he decided to structure his thing the way he does it. I know for sure it costs money to pull records. I know for sure it costs money to have people driving and flying all around places, getting and gathering information. Sometimes you got to be a little incognito to do it. Hotels, food. So you just expect, it's like, I don't get it. I don't understand sometimes in the black community. I do not get it. It's like, man, we will sit up here and eat each other alive. We can eat each other alive. But when it comes to a real enemy, a real threat, we somewhere praying. Oh my gosh. I just got to scratch my head. But all I'm going to tell you is I will bring the facts on this, man. Like, this article is just one of many. I Googled Quanell X gets confession. There's another, in the next part, I'm going to bring out some highly suspicious mess with another case that he's involved in. And it's not necessarily him being suspicious. It's just that the case itself is very suspicious because the suspect has dropped off the face of the earth. You can't find whether or not they've been convicted or what happened with them. I can't. So I'm going to detail that in the next video. We have to agree, though. This Malia Davis case is very sad. It touched everybody all across the country. And you're right. Tragedy does bring out certain types of people, you know, vulture type people. And they don't care about the actual tragedy. They're just trying to, you know, get they whatever, highlight, you know, get their name known for something. And I know it's sad. It is sad. Death is big business, though, unfortunately. Tragedy, death is big business. People make lots of money off of tragedy. And I really don't care how that man got him to tell him where that body was. I really don't. I don't care if he went in there and lied and said he was a lawyer. I do not care. I'm just glad that they was able to get that baby and you know, be able to lay her to rest. And, you know, this is just a sad situation and no outcome is a good outcome in this. But at least this baby will be able to rest and she's not sitting there rotting on the side of the road, you know. And who's to blame and this and that, I'm not going to go into that. I'm going to structure this whole commentary and I'm going to always bring it back to business. Because my channel is about business, all things business. So until next time, I hope everything you touch turns to gold.